Hello everyone. This is our last week. In my first session in this week, I'm going to take you through 45 points counseling PDF. This will be very, very helpful for you to counsel mother wherever you are. It is also important for you to go through this PDF many times because we have put in a lot of small points which really makes a lot of difference in the field. This is basically in English. We have it in multiple different languages. We will be loading this on NPTEL website. You can download it. You can print it either on A3 chart or A4. A3 definitely will have much better graphics. You'll be able to show mothers very easily. So here I'm going to start this PDF. So 45 point comes in the routine. It's like if it becomes a routine, mothers will not understand. Mothers will not forget. So that is important that you use this as a routine breastfeeding practice, on a day-to-day basis. It's just like we have a routine in the morning, right? First thing we do is we get up, then we do certain things. There are chores that we do, and because we do that on a day-to-day basis, we don't forget any step. Similarly, in this 45 points, we have put all this point in a routine way. If mothers understand what to do first, then second, then third, then fourth, she will not forget her important aspects of breastfeeding. Okay, so here my first point which I like to teach mothers about whenever I ask her in the field, when do you breastfeed the baby, and she always wait till baby cries, or she always wait till baby wakes up. Here I have shown that there are some early hunger cues that she needs to know. And believe me, most of the mothers, even healthcare workers or practitioners, they don't know this early hunger cues. So here this is what I have shown, that the first and the most important tip to recognize is the early hunger cues of the baby. If the mother recognizes the baby's early hunger cues, then she can breastfeed baby using the cross cradle hold easily. So here this PDF I have created in cross cradle hold because we have seen really good results. If she doesn't recognize early hunger cues, the baby will become restless and start crying because of hunger. So what happens, when the baby is crying with hunger, it is very difficult to attach this baby, extremely difficult. It takes time to calm down the baby and then reattach. So here, this understanding of early hunger cues are very, very important. And the point is to have a deep attachment as early as possible. This will also increase mother's anxiety. So if the baby is crying a lot, she will not attempt, and then she will end up giving top feeds. Okay, so early hunger cues include babies moving its body. So baby will basically squirm. This is squirming of the baby. And then baby will basically kind of turn his or her head side to side. So we'll try to look for breast. We'll open the mouth also, and then basically they will start salivating. They'll start putting hand in the mouth, and then eventually it's crying. So when baby is crying, that's the very last stage of hunger. Okay, so you don't want to wait till the last last stage when baby is crying becomes too difficult. So you explain to the mother what are early hunger cues. Again, squirming of the baby, opening the mouth, rooting reflex, putting kind of trying to look for breast, sideways, opening the mouth, then putting hands or fingers in the mouth, and then salivating, and last is your more irritable state, and then crying. Okay, so these are important points. So once now, say for example, in 2 hours, baby is not woken up, and at least in first 3 to 4 weeks, I don't wait for more than 2 hours really. So during daytime, if it is more than 2 hours, I like to wake up the baby. Just because in India we have a lot of catch-up growth to do. If baby is gaining weight, good 40 grams a day, then I'm not worried at all. But if baby is not gaining weight, I like to wake up the baby every at least after 2 hours to 2.5 hours of not feeding. At night time, I like to wake up the baby at least after 3 hours of not feeding. Now, many times it happens that some babies, they feed a lot during evening time, okay, and that is called your cluster feeding. So if baby is feeding very frequently, say every hour or so, in evening hours or certain hours, then baby may have a prolonged sleep. In those cases, I don't bother baby to wake up after 3 hours. So it all depends upon basically what is baby's feeding pattern, okay. Second is your mother's preparation. So mother's preparation is also very, very important. Here we have shown that mother need to wash her hands. And another thing which is, I think I really reiterate, is to always explain the logic to the mother. So for any point that you're explaining, if you teach her the logic, she will not forget. Okay, so here the logic is basically, she has to clean her hands with soap and water, because that will prevent infection. Okay, many times what happens is, mother is busy doing other things. She may have visit to the toilet sometime. She's so overworked that sometimes she forgets to wash her hands. So here, if it becomes part of a routine that before feeding the baby she has to wash her hands, she will not forget. Okay, and also you want to kind of explain to mother that if in case if she is not washing her hands, there's a risk of she developing infection, and then the risk of she passing on the infection to the baby. Okay, so that's the reason that we ask mothers to wash their hands. Then she should basically drink boiled and cool clean water. So here also I have explained that the reason mothers need to drink at least 1 glass of water, as she again forgets to drink water. In her routine she forgets to take care of herself, and if she is not well hydrated, she in fact produces almost 750 to 850 ml of milk, as you saw on the tutorial. So we want to kind of make it a routine that every time she sits down, she drinks a glass of water. What I have seen in my project is many babies, they gain almost 40 to 50 grams a day. In fact, in some of the projects, some of these babies are gaining 60 grams a day. So in those conditions, mothers would be producing probably 1 to 1.5 liter of milk a day. So in those scenarios, and especially in India, when you have hot weathers, even the humidity, when it's very, very dry, mothers tend to kind of lose a lot of fluid. Okay, so just make it a routine and tell her that if she drinks water, she will be more relaxed, she will calm down, she will be hydrated, and it will be easy for her to breastfeed the baby. Okay, if she's dehydrated, she will not she will feel tired, and she will many times skip breastfeeding breastfeeding the baby. Okay, so here is fourth point. In fourth point, what we have shown is basically she needs to sit comfortably on the floor, on the bed, or on a chair with her feet well supported. Many times what happens, many of these mothers, they sit on the chair on which their legs are not supported on the ground. So I do recommend that we put some stool or some something which supports her leg. Leg support is very, very important. My favorite position to sit for mother is literally on the bed with legs folded. Becomes much easier, especially when she's latching. Once she finished latching, then she can basically go in any position, but while she's latching, that sitting with folded legs really help, so and one more thing which is important is that her, she should sit straight, because obviously many mothers have this habit of drooping down like this, or they are just, their back is not straight, they bend down to breastfeed the baby, and if this happens, say 10 to 12 times in 24 hours, it will really affect mother's kind of back, so I do recommend that mothers kind of sit straight, make sure that she has a back support. So if she's sitting on the bed, make sure that there is a pillow behind it, so you arrange for the pillow. She should be comfortable. If she's comfortable, latching would be easy. Okay, so mother's comfort comes first, really. She should keep her shoulder relaxed in a comfortable position. She should not droop her shoulders. So this is what I just mentioned. mother should remove both the blouse and the bra covering her breast, because the pressure exerted by them can cause a lump in the breast. Now again, I have explained this earlier also in my live session, is that you want to make sure that mother kind of gets this kurta or whatever that cloth that she's wearing, even a nightgown, but she has to have a button front open, and it should basically open up till her navel. Okay, many times she has just 2 or 3 buttons, and what she does is she opens those 1 or 2 buttons, and then she basically pull it down and then try to remove a breast, so that edge is pressing on the lower edge of breast. So you don't want to do that. Many times what happens at mothers, they sometimes they wear blouse, but they don't open all the buttons. So she may open just 2 buttons from below, and then she will pull it up, and at the same time she has a tight bra worn inside, so she will pull that tight bra and the blouse, and then all that pressure will come on her breast. Now remember that breast has your milk alveoli, where the milk is being produced, and then it has ducts, right, from where milk is kind of transferring from milk duct to mother's nipple, right? So if there is a block which kind of has a lot of pressure on it, it will block the transfer of milk, okay, from alveoli to collecting duct or through nipple. And in that case, what will happen, she will produce milk, because milk acini or milk alveoli are fine, but she will not be able to drain that milk. And then what eventually happens is then she will develop kind of swelling, and then she'll develop mastitis or infection, breast abscess. And then eventually, once they have breast abscess, they get incision and drainage, and then there are a lot of complications. So point of this 45 counseling PDF is that basically we are working on prevention of all the complications, also prevention of complications of breast abscess, prevention of complications of nipple sore. All those problems occur if you don't guide mother exactly how to do what to do. Okay, so that is important. And the time that you tell mother to get this kind of gown or other of those kurtas during ANC time, because by the time she comes to PNC, it's already too late. So you guide her during ANC time that how she should buy clothes which are front open and much easier to breastfeed. Now sometimes I do see that some mothers buy those lactation gown, but the problem is they have this chain which are just literally 1.5 inches long, and in those scenarios what happens that only nipple comes out and only a little bit of areola comes out, and that will block baby's latching. Okay, so you tell them that there is no need to buy those lactation bras or lactation gown which are not giving her appropriate enough space for baby to latch on. Okay, so you want to kind of ask her not to spend so much money. Okay, then 7th point is here. Now she is ready to breastfeed. Okay, she has washed her hands, she has taken some water, she has taken the position where the baby is. Okay, she has opened her breast completely. Now she is basically going to take that baby. Okay, so many times what happens that baby may show some hunger cues and then again fall back asleep, especially in first 2-3 weeks or so. So you want to make sure that you basically kind of wake up the baby completely and then put the baby on the breast. Okay, so the way you wake up the baby is basically you want mother should remove blanket or the bed sheet covering the baby. Okay, so you just remove whatever extra blanket, because I have seen again and again that mothers always have so many blankets and they take that blanket with the baby and try to latch the baby. This will cause a lot of hindrance in latching. So you tell her nothing to worry about. She can just put one pair of cloth on the baby, remove cap, remove socks, make baby kind of a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, and that's the best way to wake up the baby. If baby, even for us, if we are kind of wrapped in so many blanket and we are very comfortable, it will be very difficult for us to wake up, right? So similarly for babies also, I don't recommend putting on too many clothes while nursing the baby, especially that there would be skin to skin contact, because in cross cradle hold there is a amazing kind of skin to skin contact, because babies put very close to mother's skin. So even if you don't have say one pair of, it should be okay. If it is very cold, then obviously you want to have one pair, but remember that even in cold weather, this cross cradle hold kind of improves the skin to skin contact, because baby is extremely close to mother, and that's why I recommend that mother should buy clothes in which her both the breasts are exposed, and she should be able to bring the baby in skin to skin contact. Okay, so here I'll go through this point number 7. To breastfeed, the mother should remove the blanket or the bedsheet covering the baby. She should also remove baby's caps, mittens, and socks as well. In winter, she can dress the baby in warm clothes to breastfeed. She must not dress the baby in a very thick cloth, because that cloth can become a barrier between mother and the baby while breastfeeding. Okay, and latching always get affected if baby has too many blanket covering. Mothers just don't understand where to hold the baby. Okay, once the baby is deeply attached to the mother's breast, then she can cover its body with the cloth. So if once the baby is very well attached and mother kind of check the latch, then she can put the blanket on the top, so that way it will cover her as well as the baby. But while attaching the baby, I don't recommend any of those. Another thing I don't recommend is pillows. Many mothers have this habit of buying those boppy pillows, or those pillows. So I recommend that while she's attaching the baby, do not use any of those pillows, because when you have those pillows, the control that mother needs to have to attach the baby, it kind of goes down. That control is not there when the baby is sleeping on the boppy pillow. Okay, so please avoid any of those pillows while attaching the baby. Once the baby is attached, then you can for mother's comfort, you can do whatever that mother feels comfortable. But while in the process of latching the baby, I want mother to hold the baby in her hand, and basically maneuver or control the whole basically body, baby's neck, baby's body. Everything should be controlled by mother's hand and not by boppy pillow. Okay, so that's what I wanted to make sure. There is another way to wake up the baby, which is very, very powerful, is to put the baby in a sitting position. So what I do is, once you remove a lot of clothes, and once baby is wearing only one pair of onsi, then I tell mother to put the baby in a sitting position like this, and she can bring the baby a little bit forward. Okay, and here this is a very good way of waking up the baby. I mean, if you put this baby in this position, literally within a couple of minutes you will see that baby will open the eyes and will start looking for the breast. Okay, so this is another very powerful way of waking up the baby, and I use this technique even when baby goes to sleep on the breast, or even when we need to burp the baby, this sitting position. And make sure that you bring the kind of trunk a little bit forward this way. As you can try yourself, when you bring your trunk forward, you will see that the stomach is getting compressed, and once the stomach gets compressed, they wake up. Okay, so you can try this in the field. Okay, now the point 8 is how to hold the baby. So here now you have woke up the baby. Okay, here is you have woken up the baby now. Okay, and now what you're going to do, you're going to basically bring the baby. Suppose I'm going to breastfeed on one side. Okay, so with the other hand, okay, and this is cross cradle hold, so that that you hold the baby from the opposite hand from the breast that you're going to breastfeed, and then you put the fingers behind the ears. Okay, and then basically put baby's leg on the other side. So here let's see what this says, that mother should hold the baby's head with the hand on the other side of the breast. So here is other side of the breast from which she wants to breastfeed. Okay, so here this is the graphic. So here mother is breastfeeding from the right side, and then mother is holding the baby from the left hand. Okay, so this is what this is called cross cradle. Okay, if she wants to feed from the right breast, she should hold the baby's head with the left hand. She should support the baby's body. Okay, so this is the right breast, this is the left breast. She is holding the baby from left hand. Okay, here now we have shown that how mother has kind of held the baby and has given the full body support. So here again I'm going to show this is the right side that I'm going to breastfeed or demonstrate breastfeeding. So here with this is my right side. So here I'm going to hold the baby with my left hand, okay, and support the hand, okay, support the full body, okay, and then basically this is how it's going to be. Okay, so we'll go more in detail. Just make sure that how I'm sitting with my back straight. Okay, of course in mother you want to give some back support also, so if there is a pillow behind you can put the pillow. Okay, but this is called cross cradle because I'm holding the baby from the opposite hand from where I'm going to breastfeed. Okay, then you have she should hold the baby's legs properly under the armpit of the same hand with which she is holding the baby's head, so that its body doesn't slide downward. If possible, she should try to place the baby's hip joint in her elbow. So this is really important. The reason being that many times, if we don't support the hip, okay, then baby tend to slip down. And if baby tend to slip down, what will happen? The latch will come out. Okay, so what I've mentioned over here is that you basically put the legs very deep into the armpit, just like how we hold a clutch purse, and then you ask mother to bring baby's hip a little bit outward. Okay, so here in this position, what is happening? The hip is sitting on the elbow joint. Okay, so this here in this position again, baby's in a sitting position. Okay, so this is what I'm doing is making baby sit on my elbow. Baby has a good full body support. Okay, it'd be easy for baby if baby sitting and resting on mother's elbow joint. Okay. Then 10th point is now mother must hold the baby in a correct position and bring it to her breast. She should not bend down, she should bring the baby up to her breast. So here this is what I mentioned, that she needs to bring the baby up, she should not be bending down. So it should not be like this, she should be bringing the baby up. Okay. Okay, now correct way of holding the head, because this again I see a lot of issues in the field, especially when you're helping the mother has a tendency of holding the head like this. Okay, and this is really not good, because again when somebody pushes the head from here, from the back of the head, they tend to kind of press it on the head, and when you press the hand on baby's head, you tend to flex it, and when you flex the neck, it'll be very difficult for baby to swallow. Okay, so this is an important aspect of 45 points, is how you hold the head. Now remember that we have a bone just behind our ears, it's called mastoid bone. So if you can hold on to mastoid bone and keep your fingers on that bone rather than on the head, you'll be able to basically flex or extend the neck. Okay, so that is important. 12th point is so here this is how you kind of hold baby's head, not like this, but both fingers should be on the mastoid bone. Okay, and then basically the wrist of the mother should be holding the baby's head. It should rest between baby's shoulder blade. The mother must support baby's entire body with the hand with which she is holding the baby. So here, like when I'm holding baby's head, what I'm doing is with my palm, I'm supporting baby's back. Okay, so this is important that I'm supporting baby's back with the help of my palm. Okay. what should be the position of the baby's body for breastfeeding. So here, these are most important points which W has mentioned. So I would like to mention over here also that baby's ear, shoulder and hip should be in a straight line. So here you can see that basically when we are sitting or when we are eating, we always have our body in straight line. We will never be able to eat like this, you know. So similarly, when baby's feeding, baby's head, in a sense, a baby's ears, shoulder joint and the hip joint should be in a straight line. Okay, if baby's neck is twisted like this, what will happen? Basically, the ears will come in front. One ear will come in front and one ear will will be back. Okay, and it will not basically align with the shoulder joint or the hip joint. So you want to make sure that whenever you bring the baby to breastfeed, baby should have a absolutely straight line position. Okay, so here in this position, when I'm bringing the baby to in a cross cradle hold, baby should be like this and not up looking like that or not down looking like that. Okay, it should be absolutely straight. So it should be like exactly the baby should be facing the breast and not mother's face, because if baby is facing mother's face, it would be like this. Okay, so please, this is really, really important, because many times what happens that the way mother bring the baby is, the whole body may be straight, but the neck is twisted, because what she's doing is she's bringing she's trying to put baby's face so that baby is looking at mother's face. This is not needed. Okay, you tell her that basically the face should be facing the breast. Just like how we eat, when we eat, we see it in our plate. We don't look up, right? Our focus is on the food that we are eating. So exactly same way, baby's face should be focusing on the breast of the mother, not at mother's face. Okay, this way will turn baby's neck like this. Okay. All right. Another thing is, so that is very important point, that baby should be in a straight line. One more important point I want to reiterate, that baby should be in an absolute horizontal position. Okay. Many times I see that mothers, they tend to bring the baby in a diagonal position. In a diagonal position, what is happening? You're not supporting the whole body. Okay, so I do not recommend diagonal position. You tell the mother that you put the baby in an absolutely horizontal position, such that baby's hip are getting supported by the elbow joint. Okay, so this is your perfect position of straight line. Ears are in line with the shoulder joint as well as the hip joint. Okay, and completely straight line. Okay. The 14th point that I want to show over here is the baby's stomach should gently press against mother's chest. So here, when you bring the baby in a cross cradle hold, you want to make sure that the baby's chest is rotated towards mother. Okay, because many times what we see in a cradle hold is baby's brought like this, but what is happening is the chest is facing upward. Okay, and baby's hands are rotated. Okay, so you want to make sure that basically you bring the chest, mother's chest and baby's chest close to each other. Okay, so they should be in contact with each other. So this way baby will also get skin to skin touch with the mother, as well as baby will be close enough to have a good deep attachment to the baby. Okay. Okay, now the fourth point, which is very important, which is basically the baby's nostril should be in line with mother's nipple. So at this point, actually, we really focus a lot that the nostril of the baby should be in front of the nipple. Why not tip? The reason we don't want a tip to be in front of the nipple, because if you have a tip in front of the nipple, what will happen? There won't be any extension of the neck. Okay, now here what we're trying to do is it's just like the example of drinking water. So when we drink water, we always tilt our neck backward a little bit and then swallow water. Similarly, you want to bring the baby in a neck extension position, because when you're extending your neck, what is happening? Your lips and chin are going in deeper, at a lower area, because you want a lower latch. At the same time, baby's neck is extended. So when baby's neck is extended, what is happening? The nair is in a direct line with the nipple. okay, and that is very, very important, that you want to have a extension of neck. And this is the best way to kind of bring the baby to breast, is to extension of neck. The nose will not get embedded, nose will be out from the breast, nose will not be touching the breast, okay, so that is important. Okay, then is just like how adult extend the neck backward while drinking water, the mother must extend baby's neck backward by tilting his face upward and bringing his chin close to the breast. This movement will bring the baby's neck to mother's nipple. So here again I'm going to teach you like how we want to bring baby's neck to the nipple. So here again I'll show it over here. So here suppose baby is coming, okay, say for example this is the cross cradle hole, okay, and here what you want to do, you want to bring the baby so that the nair is in front of the nipple, nair, okay. So here you can see how baby's neck is getting extended, okay, and the lips are more towards the lower areola where lower lips are, okay, and it's just the nair which is getting in line with the nipple, okay. Now if you bring baby straight on like this, nipple to nose to nipple, so in this position what happens, the nose is getting compressed. So here when baby opens the mouth, what will happen, both the upper and the lower level go in the mouth, at the same time the nose will get compressed, okay, and there won't be any extension of neck. So a little bit of extension will help to swallow the milk, okay. And suppose if baby is too far on the top of the nipple, so if baby is like too far, okay, like this, then what will happen, baby will have to bend the neck forward, okay, and then only upper areola will go in the mouth. So you, in those situations, nose will get compressed, then upper areola will be in the mouth and neck will be flexed. So there are three things happening if baby is brought too lateral to the nipple, okay. So here in this position what I would do, I would pull baby's leg down, okay, towards the leg, and then again extend the neck and then bring the baby so that the mouth is more towards the lower areola and the neck is extended, okay. So this is the position. Extremely important because this is a docking position. So if you can dock the baby well, baby will be able to kind of grasp the areola pretty well, lower areola latch. Remember, it's not full areola, because every healthcare workers that I come in contact with, they say pura areola jana chahiye, pura areola, it's not full areola, it's only lower areola latch, okay. All right, then you have holding the breast. So when you're holding the breast, now remember one thing, that many of these mothers have big breast, okay, big areola, and babies' mouths are small, they are not so big like us, right? So we have to basically help mother to understand how to hold the breast so she can contour it properly, and it becomes easy for mother to breastfeed the baby or just latch, deep attachment, okay. So here I want to show that how mother should hold the breast. Now again I want to teach you the concept, because this concept will help you not only in cross cradle hold, but it will help you in all the other holds that you may want to try, okay, like for example if, football hold or sideline hold or any of those hold. So here the concept is that basically whenever we eat, our fingers are always parallel to lips, right? So if we are eating a say big burger or anything big, our fingers are parallel to lips. So here when you press those your burger, what you're doing is basically your fingers are parallel to your lips, okay, and then you extend and then you put that burger on the lower lip and then you can take a bite. Similarly, now here baby is coming in a cross cradle hold, and here what is happening, there is a big kind of similar big size areola or breast sitting in front of the baby. So in this position, in this cross cradle hold, what is happening, that baby's lips are vertical, okay. So like for example in this position, if you look at it, in a cross cradle position, baby's lips are completely vertical, right? So you will be holding the breast in a vertical position. So your fingers would be parallel to baby's lips, and you will be holding either from the top or you'll be holding from the bottom, okay. So that is important, that another thing what is happening in this position, baby's upper lip is at kind of 9 o'clock position, and the lower lip is at 3 o'clock position on my right breast, okay. So that is, so you want to keep those fingers right where the lips are. So the one finger would be coming at 9 o'clock and one finger would be coming at 3 o'clock position. Okay, so here again we'll go back, but I just wanted to teach you the concept that whichever may be the position, like for example, here in this, your football hole, your upper lip over here is coming at 12 o'clock position. Just imagine that your breast is a clock. Okay, so here in this one, upper lip is coming at 12 and the lower lip is coming at 6. So your fingers will be parallel to lips. So one finger would be at 12 o'clock position and other finger would be at a 6 o'clock position. And another thing what is happening is your baby's lips in this position, your baby's lips, the upper one is coming at 3 o'clock and the lower one is coming at 9. So you will be putting your fingers right parallel to baby's lips. Okay, so remember the concept. You put your fingers where baby's lips are. Okay, don't worry about you, see, all that, because you will forget in the field. Where the lips are, you put your fingers. Okay, so that's the concept. It's exactly where our lips are, we put our fingers to kind of make the food smaller, or any burger smaller, so that we can take a big bite. Okay, so that's the concept. So here let's see what happens at cross-cradle hold. The mother should hold the breast in a U-shaped hold from the bottom with the hand on the same side of the breast from which she wants to feed the baby. So here in this, basically this is the right side that I'm feeding. Here I basically first work on the position of the baby, make sure the hips are out, baby's nares are across or nostrils are across nipple. Here baby is now ready to feed. Okay, so now I'm going to hold the breast. So the way I'm going to hold the breast is I'm going to put my fingers at 9 o'clock position and at the 3 o'clock position. Okay, and hold it in a U shape. Okay, so that it becomes easy to contour the breast, and then it becomes easy for baby to latch. Okay. So here again, going back again, imagine that there is a clock on mother's breast. The mother's nipple is in the center of this clock. If the baby will be breastfeeding from the right breast, then the tip of the thumb of mother's right hand should be at a 9 o'clock position, and the tip of the other fingers of the right hand should be at the 3 o'clock position. Okay, so exactly same what I explained right now. So here is the right breast. So the thumb would be at 9 o'clock position and other fingers would be at 3 o'clock position. Okay, so this is how I have explained. Okay, so right hand would be this way and the left hand would be in a different. So your thumb would be at 3 o'clock position and the fingers would be the 9 o'clock position, just opposite. Okay. One more thing which I have mentioned over here, the dip of U shape should fall at 6 o'clock position on this clock. So your dip of your U, this one, should be at 6 o'clock position. Okay, so this is important. This is how the mother should hold the breast in U shape hold from the bottom. Okay, so that's important. The mother's thumb and her fingers must be placed in an equal distance from the nipple. Okay, so this is also very important, because many times what happens that mother put one finger on the very close and another one very far. So here if she does, then the whole areola will kind of turn. You don't want the areola and the nipple to turn in one particular direction. You want to have an equal distance, from the nipple. Both fingers should be at the equal distance. Okay. There should be distance of 3 fingers between mother's nipple and her thumb, and between her nipple and her other fingers. So what happens many times, mothers, they tend to just hold the nipple and then they try to put it in baby's mouth. Okay, this is too close. There will be only nipple feeding. Or sometimes mothers put their fingers too far. If it's too far also, the breast will not contour. Okay, so you want to put it in the right position. And what we have experienced in the field, that if mothers were putting 3 fingers over here, 3 fingers over here, that's when basically the contouring was perfect, and that was not blocking baby's attachment to lower areola. Okay, so 3 fingers over here. So here 1 finger and 3 fingers over here. So another one over here. So this is how you should hold the breast. Okay. At this point, it is important to keep holding baby's body in a complete horizontal plane, so that baby's upper lip is at 9 o'clock and its lower lip is at 3 o'clock position. Because your fingers are at 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock position, you want to make sure that baby's lips are also at that position. Okay, and that would be possible only if baby is in a complete horizontal position. If baby is in a diagonal position like this, then you can see the lips are coming up. at around 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Okay, if baby is very vertical, then you will see that upper lip is coming at 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So that's why this is important, that you make sure that baby is in completely horizontal position, that your lips are totally vertical. Okay, in this position the mother's thumb will be in front of baby's upper lip and her fingers will be behind the baby's lower lip. Okay, and mother's fingers on the breast should be placed parallel to baby's lips. So that's why we are saying that in cross cradle hold you want to hold the breast in a U shape. Okay, with fingers parallel to baby's lips. Okay, all right. Here I've shown the example also, so you can show this graphic to mother, like how she holds when she's eating something big, her fingers are parallel to her own lips, right? Similarly, when she holds the breast, she wants to make sure that she keeps her fingers parallel to baby's lips, so it becomes easy for baby to have a big deep attachment. Okay, now let's see number 22 point. So the black area around the nipple is called areola. So when you're talking about areola, you need to tell mother what areola is. When the baby opens his mouth widely, the mother must bring the baby to the breast and compress her breast. This will make sure that the lower part of the areola, where the baby's lower lip is placed, will easily go into baby's mouth. Okay. Holding the breast correctly and compressing it at the right time in the right way will ensure that the baby attaches deeply to the lower part of areola. So this part is one of the most important skill. Okay, so if mother can understand the skill well and try to teach her the skill during ANC time. Okay, so that she already knows, you have breast model, you have doll, so teach her this during ANC time before she delivers, because then becomes too difficult. Once the baby is there are 100,000 advices which will come from everybody. So if she knows this, then she will know exactly what to do. Okay, and in any hold this will be helpful. Okay. It is important the breast is evenly compressed by mother's thumb and the finger. The mother should not hold only the nipple but and put it in the baby's mouth. So of course there is no holding of just not in a V shape. So your breast should not be held in a V shape. It should not be V shape. It should be U shape. Okay, and here I've also mentioned, the point will come, that the breast should be held only by the tip of the finger. Okay, not the full finger, because if you have a full finger attached, then what will happen, it will come in the way of baby's latching. So you basically, if you remember, how you hold a dirty hand or dirty clothes, right? You hold it always like this with the tip of the finger, right? So you want to hold the breast also with the tip of the finger. What I teach mother is, like I tell her that most of these mothers, they know how crab looks like, right? Crab or claws of crabs. So those crab claws are like this. So I said you hold your breast in a claw shape, like as if she's holding the crab is holding the breast. Okay, so it will be only with the tip of the finger. Okay, so this is how it should be. Okay, the mother should not compress her breast in V-shape hold. The baby will only attach to nipple in this hold and will get very little milk. Okay, so here now we are ready. One more thing, you want to make sure that the U of that, the dip of the U will be coming at 6 o'clock position. So if your hands are too sideways like this, that U will not fall at 6 o'clock position. Okay, the dip of the U. Okay, so you make sure that you tell the mother to bring her shoulder closer to the trunk and then put that U, the dip of the U at a 6 o'clock position, and only holding with the help of tip and not the full finger. Okay, I will come back in the second session and I will complete this chart where we have discussed 45 points. Okay, so here I'll take your permission and thank you so much.